The world will sell you speed. It will tell you that faster is smarter, that efficiency is the same thing as living well. It will hand you every shortcut available and call it progress, and you'll take them. I know you will, because I did. I did it believing I was the smartest man in the room. My name is Jasper Sterling, and I'm 72 years old. I'm sitting in a room that nobody visits anymore. On the table next to me is an old, cream-colored landline phone. It hasn't rung in so long. I sometimes forget what the sound is like, but I still look at it every single day. I look at it the way you look at a door. You know nobody is coming through, because hope is the last habit to die. Before I tell you why this phone haunts me, if you're someone who values the hard-earned truth, subscribe to Voices After 70. We are a small corner of the internet, trying to remember what it means to be human. When I was in my 30s and 40s, I was sharp. I was moving. I had a career that demanded everything, and I gave it everything, gladly. I thought people who sat on their porches, talking for 3 hours about nothing, were wasting their lives. I thought those long, wandering Sunday phone calls from my mother, the ones about the neighbor's dog or a recipe she'd found, were indulgent, inefficient. I'd sit there, half listening, one eye on my work, giving her just enough of my voice to let her know the line was still open. I told myself the lie. A whole generation is telling itself right now. There's time. We'll have a real conversation later. But later is not a place you can plan to arrive at. Later is guaranteed to no one. I need to tell you about Sarah. Sarah and I had been friends since we were 9 years old. She knew me before I became whoever I thought I was becoming. She remembered the kid I used to be, and she never let me forget him. 8 years ago, on a Tuesday afternoon in October, Sarah called this exact phone. I remember the smell of burnt coffee in my kitchen. I remember the fluorescent light humming above the sink. I picked up the receiver, and it was her. Her voice was warm, a little dry, just like always. She said she was just calling to talk. No reason, no emergency. She just wanted to hear my voice and catch up properly. Not the quick back and forth we'd been doing over text for months. And I stood there in that kitchen and I said, "Sarah, I'm right in the middle of something. Can I call you back tonight?" She said, "Of course, Jasper, I'm not going anywhere." She even laughed a little. I did not call her back that night. I told myself I'd do it tomorrow. But tomorrow came and went, and the week filled up the way weeks do, mercilessly. Sarah died 3 days later. A sudden thing, no warning, just there one day and gone the next, like a light going out when the power cuts. I have thought about that Tuesday in October every week for 8 years, not about her death, but about those 5 minutes she wanted from me, that I told her I didn't have. I can't even remember what I was in the middle of. It's gone, irretrievable, meaningless. But her voice, that was everything. The silence I live in now is a silence I built myself, brick by brick, shortcut by shortcut. My children send me texts now, short ones, with punctuation I barely understand. They are busy because I taught them to be busy. I showed them what to prioritize, and connection wasn't on that list. Now they are who I was, and I am a voice they mean to call back later. I pick up the receiver sometimes, in the morning, just to hear the dial tone, just to confirm the line still works, that if someone wanted to reach me, they could. The dial tone hums back at me, steady and patient, like it knows a secret. I'm not ready to admit I didn't lose my people all at once. Nobody robbed me. I did it slowly, one skipped conversation at a time, one text me instead of a call, one tonight that became never. I'm talking to you now, you, with that phone in your hand. Not this old cream-colored one, but yours, the one you check every 4 minutes. Call someone today, not a text, not a like, not a voice memo, a call, a real call, where you sit down and let it be slow. Let the conversation go nowhere for a while. Be patient with the silence between sentences, because that silence is where people tell you who they actually are. Call the person you keep meaning to reach. Call the parent who has stopped expecting the ring and has learned to be grateful for your texts. Listen to them talk about the dog. Listen to the recipe. Don't check your emails while they speak. Just be there, because the people in your life are not available indefinitely. Their voices are not backed up in a cloud somewhere. When they are gone, every conversation you deferred goes with them. Don't wait until you're sitting in a quiet room like mine to finally believe me. I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer it in the comments. Who is the one person you've been meaning to call for weeks, but you've been too busy for? Just put their first name or your relationship to them. Then, the moment this video ends, call them. I'm Jasper Sterling. Thank you for listening to An Old Man. I'll see you next week.